Oh, nice. Okay, we started.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Tech Thursday. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Nicole.
And are we, yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. You're so how's your week been, Cass?
Can't complain.
Yeah.
How's your week?
Good. I got a hot soccer mom haircut. I'm excited about it. Hope you all are too. But we have other things to talk about, of course, besides my soccer mom haircut, which is.
Did I ever tell you? Sorry.
No. Do you have a soccer mom haircut story?
Not a soccer mom haircut story, but one of my guy friends, my freshman year of college, we were just having dinner. He was like, "You're gonna make like a great soccer mom someday." I don't want to really get into like what led up to this conversation, but we're talking about hot soccer moms. It was like, "You're gonna be a hot soccer mom someday." I was like, I don't see myself in like the little cardigan and no, but like tied around your neck.
Oh yeah, not yet.
And like khakis and like that.
Oh yeah,
that soccer mom, like the capri khakis, like the iron crease, and I think that's what he was talking about. I was like, and you just think
got plenty of soccer mom years ahead.
yeah, that's what you.
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
We thought we'd talk this week about Instagram contests and how to run one, or not how to run one, some different ones that we've seen that we thought were cool.
Yeah, and Cassie looked around and kind of found some cool ones. And so what we're going to do is, besides looking at our faces and haircuts, we're also going to screen share while we talk about certain ones too, because then you can see what we're talking about, and we'll kind of switch back and forth. So we're just giving this a shot, seeing how this works.
Word. Yeah, so there's a couple different ways. I guess first, the why. Why would you want to do an Instagram contest?
Right.
The number one reason is you can get a lot more followers just by running a contest. People suddenly are like all up on you. I actually was looking at the Instagram blog, like the actual Instagram company's blog, and they have a bunch of how-to stuff about how to do contests and different things that they've seen. But one thing that their example was this band, and it wasn't a band that I'd even heard of. It was like a pretty small, but they were touring, and they had this little contest where they asked their fans to take pictures of themselves at whatever concert they were at with, like, and say at whatever the band name was, and hashtag the city name that the concert was at. And Instagram stats said that they got like 22,000 followers in 3 months. Like new followers. Wow. Yeah.
So like what was people's incentive to do that besides like I'm at a concert? Yeah.
That was
interesting. Fair enough. Fair enough, but sometimes like, you know, people just have a reason to take a picture of something. I'm even like impressed sometimes, like, so I used to work in a newspaper, and part of the newspaper is the classified section, which is, you know, but part of the classified section was readers submitted photos of like nature scenes from the area, and they never, I don't think they got anything for it. Like, I don't think they were paid for it, because the photo itself, it was pretty small on the page. It just said like, oh, here's a photo of a moose submitted by, you know, Cass Strout from, you know, Millbridge or whatever. And it would just say their name. That was the only recognition they got. And they never had a shortage of submissions. And I was always like, huh, it's interesting that people just, I think sometimes just want to be seen, you know, just want to be, especially in front of a growing audience like that band was doing on their Instagram.
So followers is one thing, and then just general engagement. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
So I guess there's all kinds of different ways you can do an Instagram contest, but they kind of tend to have the bare minimum, like required element to make it run well. The first thing is obviously some sort of picture element, whether it's a repost, a picture that you want your users to take, something like that. So more on that later. Second thing, you want to make sure the guidelines are pretty clear, what the rules are, what hashtags need to be used, whether or not you want them to say, like, to tag your brand or your account. Some contests I've seen don't do that, but some do. So just set a clear guideline so people know what to do, so that they aren't like, oh, I did this thing, but they like missed a hashtag or something and then they're out. That's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Especially if it was kind of like,
If it was unclear. Yeah.
And then 3, like make sure it's clear with any contest what they're getting out of it. If they're,
If they're entering to win something, or if they're, just participating in something. I mean, typically the entering to win something is interesting. Now, I haven't ever joined an Instagram contest, but I've joined a Pinterest contest. And kind of like, the thing about Instagram contests, and probably something that you've noticed being on Instagram, is that the photos aren't linked. Whereas on Pinterest, like if you have a photo, the photo is a link. That's our coffee maker. We need that. It's like basically our life support. But
elixir of life.
Elixir of life. But the thing with Pinterest, what was cool is like, so there was like a flyer for the contest, and you clicked on it and it would go to the website with the full details. Whereas with Instagram, you almost have to like go to the person's, profile or something like that, or remember where that photo is. Yeah.
Some people, I got a little confused when I was doing research for examples, because some people do the same thing on Pinterest, but it's not actually an Instagram contest. You don't do anything on Instagram. They just link. They have a little image that says, enter to win, giveaway, blah.
Yeah, and then
a
photo contest. Yeah.
And then, but it's not a photo. It's just a giveaway on their website or something that they're just promoting through Instagram.
Got it. So they make almost like a flyer or something, and they shove it on
Exactly,
Instagram.
yeah.
They shove it on Pinterest. And all
We're not talking about that.
No, we're talking about running a legit Instagram contest. And speaking of that, should we pull up some of our examples?
Yeah.
I'm going to use the screen share option.
And then
oh my God, we have a viewer. Hi, viewer.
Which one are we gonna pull up first? Because they're kind of organized.
Oh, are they?
The types.
Which, so there's one of the Facebook
This
one, the
one I
Mashable one, or the, okay,
Talk about.
hold on. It may help if I like shared the screen. Guys, I'm becoming a little bit of an old person. I accidentally sent the wrong person a text message. I have just clicked the wrong thing and closed
I
the thing.
accidentally mailed my brother an entire book of stamps.
That's awesome.
And then I baked a sugar-free recipe. A lot of sugar.
To your credit, because you don't ever cook with sugar, so you weren't,
It's good. It's not like granulated sugar. It's like confectioner sugar and flour, which
yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, if you're used to working with alternative flours, which you are as a healthy person, some of those flours look pretty different. So it's asking me which screen I want to share. Sorry, guys, I'm a little bit slower on the screen share here, but
I've actually never done the screen share, so
I'm going to just share the entire screen. You're going to see us for 1 second, and then you're going to see. Let's start with this Facebook one.
I couldn't find that image on Instagram, and also I didn't know how to share a screen on it, so I just found the Facebook version.
Nice.
So this is someone that I knew at Bates, and she does her own running, yoga, healthy lifestyle stuff.
Yeah.
And this is partnered with another sort of Instagram blogging person. But this is an example of an Instagram challenge. So basically it's an ongoing sort of, you set an amount of time, so almost 10 the person has to do something different. And this was cool. So she had posted this a couple days or maybe even a whole week before the challenge started, so that people could, build excitement and kind of get ready to know this was coming. And I don't see the little, there was this whole little blurb about, so
There we go.
The first part, she talks about the kind of philosophy and what goes behind this. So if you can see the little calendar, there's mind, body, environment, spirit, and kind of integrating all of those elements. So it's a very clear, she outlines her mission, which I think is pretty cool, the purpose of this challenge, in a general sort of way, like why am I doing this for you guys? And then there's a clear at the end of the 10 days, 3 winners get chosen, and they get giveaways from the sponsors who you can see on the bottom, which is kind of cool. On the bottom of the calendar.
Yeah. No, I like the way they did that. Like, great. Yeah, I think that's cool.
And then there's got clear guidelines that are bulleted on how to participate.
I like how she kind of separated stuff with sort of emojis too.
Yeah, I thought that was it was very visually.
It's like a nice way to do bullet points.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, this is really cool. And I like also how she didn't run this contest like forever. Like she could have. I think sometimes people try to like do these really big like, you know, multi whatever month, or even a month is a really long time to do something.
Right.
So
and the cool thing was she was going along and doing it too.
Yeah, that's awesome. That makes a ton of sense.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, that, you know, I like how it's visual, but at the same time it gives you the information you need in the image, but also in the text below it too, or with the caption on Instagram, as the case may be.
And it's not super difficult either. Like in 10 days, like the hardest thing you have to do is, I think, I don't know, I guess that's an opinion thing, but like share a book that has given you clarity or guidance. Like that's like things like that, like just little things that maybe take like 10 minutes out of your day.
Right.
This whole thing.
Yeah, and some of the photography challenges I'm always like a little bit intimidated by, like go capture interesting light or something. You know, it's like, oh yeah, go capture a sunset. You really have like kind of 10 minutes to be really successful at that, you know, in a day. And if you forget, then you're sunk. So no, and I think this is, and the smart thing about the way she did this was you can also, you can put it on Facebook and other places too, not just on Instagram. Kind of, she directs people to Instagram, which is really smart. She talks about it on our Facebook page, and then there's like a little URL, like here's the Instagram challenge post, which is awesome. Like that makes a lot of sense to.
Oh, I guess I didn't even realize that
Well, there was like a read more thing, like, so you only saw like the first little bit until you click the read more thing. But it just makes sense that even though you're running Instagram contests, it doesn't mean you can't talk about it other places. It just means that, you know, you have to be really clear about where that is. That's good example, Cass.
And then another challenge one was the Mashable one, which I thought that was kind of a cool juxtaposition of the small scale and large scale. So they did it would just seem really random. I saw this go by on Twitter. It was like, So basically you take a picture of yourself jumping.
Okay.
There's more if you scroll.
I know. No, it's just being.
So basically Mashable partnered with some other company.
Hilton.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And then they came up with jumping. That's a really weird story. This is like
yeah, right?
Sequitur, so it was basically just you jumping in a very.
Yeah, that's our reminder, folks, that like we're filming this. So yeah.
Your hashtag jump to play is the hashtag that you picture yourself jumping in an interesting place. But the thing is, you have to be jumping for joy. You can't be no sad jumping in this contest, folks.
Or angry jumping.
Or spite jumping.
Wow, I had no idea that there were so many different emotions that could be expressed through jumping, but now. Nice.
I don't really know what the incentive was behind this. This might have been an exposure one, but although with big companies, like it's hard to tell. But
right.
Oh.
Little kid in footy pajamas jumping. That looks like it. That looks like it could be here.
Yeah, that looks like the character.
Holy crap! That's hilarious.
But there's lampposts.
There is lampposts, and we don't have those because we're not that tech. Well, that's cool. So, like, you know, so there's a general sort of longer form of the summer brew.
Yeah.
And then there's these kind of shorter form contests, which is like just take one photo and be part of this like big event that's happening right now. Everyone taking pictures of themselves jumping. Should I keep scrolling?
Yeah, that's a good note to end on.
That's a good note to end on. And then was there a third one, or did I miss that?
There are 2 more.
Oh, there are.
Yeah. So that ends our challenges segment.
I see. Well, let me close things.
But
So we're done with
little
this.
Instagram image one might be something.
Okay.
There was one that was directly on the Instagram.
Oh, nice. I was gonna say I clicked on. I pulled up 3 links while we were.
Okay, that's the last one, and then the third one is more of a vocal one that I'm just gonna talk about.
Oh, nice.
Find an example.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. If you were rich and live somewhere and want to send us money for, we would turn it down.
Turn down for what?
Not for a new computer, that's for sure.
Since you've used that.
And it's so applicable in daily life. So let me refresh this lovely page because it looks like it's wanting to pull up. Now, those of you who are like, well, why are you pulling this up on a computer? We're just looking at it. We're not participating. We get that you cannot do things on Instagram from a computer. No. It's so annoying and difficult. So
and you would have like questioned my choices. I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. Okay, so this is an example of contest type number 2, which is picture of a product with yourself. Selfie product. I'm trying to think.
Do they really call it selfie product?
No. I'm
nice.
trying to make fetch happen here. So this is a cool little small business. They do vegan cookie stuff. And what I liked about it was the name. They're Om Nom Nom.
Yeah.
And I think there's just like a weird Om thing going on in my theme for examples today.
Yeah. No, but also it's like, it's the kind of shirt you want. It's not like just some like, oh, here's a crappy whatever. It's like somebody, they've tried to be cool about it.
Yeah. So they are doing it's pretty simple. You eat one of their cookies and take a picture of yourself doing that, which some people would have already done anyway, but you might actually get something for it this time, like this shirt. And then, as you can see in the little right sidebar there, the guidelines, tag your photo to Om Nom Nom Inc., hashtag contest, and September 2nd. Hashtag contest is a little confusing there. I think they just want their purposes.
I think when you're looking for Instagram contests, the first thing I did is I went under, like when we were talking about this earlier this week, I just went under hashtag contest, and there's like 2 million, or there was at that time anyway, like over 2 million posts. So I think just if people who are generally looking for contests, you know, that was like a little search thing to do.
Cool things I like about the flyer, they have their little logo there. They have an example of what to do in the flyer or the image itself.
Yeah.
So, or actually no.
Well, no, but it's like, it's really clear. Like, it's not hard to do this. It's not like you have to like stand on your head and tag 10 people. And then, you know, some of these contests, you're like, oh my God, like this is more work than I do at my job every day. Like I'm, you know, for, you know, a free coffee or something. And you're like, heck with that.
Do this contest because I love cookies, and there's just like win. Maybe
that's a lot of wins.
Maybe another one for the t-shirt that I might win.
Nice. Yeah, that is cool.
So that's one example, but yeah, there's a lot of it could be a person eating, a person like just, it doesn't necessarily have to be a person with your product. It could be just something along those lines where they take a selfie and tag something, but it has to be kind of clear that it's relevant to your business somehow.
Right.
Probably. Maybe you could run a really random contest. But
like jumping if you're Hilton.
Or Mashable. Like.
I see them as being more whimsical. Are we done with our examples? Should I stop sharing?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Cool. Good examples.
Now you can see our mugs again.
Yeah. Thank you for being patient with me.
What if we turned off Jaren, like we just suddenly had purple hair?
We could have really had some fun with that. All right. Present to stop. So anyway, while it's being done screen sharing, yeah, it's. I mean, let's face it. There's there's people who, yeah. Why are we not seeing our faces? A delay. Nobody's watching us though. Can y'all see us?
I don't think that's a good sign.
I don't think it's a good sign.
Oh, there we are.
Ah, and we're blue for a second. All right, so I'm gonna go back to my comfy seat. But no, those are really good examples, and it's nice to kind of see what different kinds of companies are doing, not just big companies, but little companies and people who sell products and services, like your third example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's, I haven't seen a lot of examples of this, but it's repost type. So I think the example that I threw in the document, I couldn't find an actual example of this on Instagram, but I've kind of seen it go by. So a company will post like, say it's a retail boutique type place and they have all of these bangles that are in different colors. They post like a nice little setup of all their bangles. I don't know why I'm doing this. And all the different colors. And they say like, repost this picture and put your favorite color in the caption and tag us to win. Stuff like that. Right. It's like kind of a terrible example, but that's
but
best like repost.
Right. But in the other examples before, you're like putting something out there, but this, you're taking something from someone else and posting it to your audience. So it's like a slightly different.
Yeah. So you're
increasing the reach. Yeah.
And then other people are like, oh, I have those bracelets. Maybe I want to do this contest. And like,
yeah.
Suddenly you're viral. And then that one's kind of cool because you can kind of just sit back and watch it happen.
Yes. Yeah, because you have to do the one thing. You do like this big setup, and then you let people run with it, and you have some kind of time period where you pick a random winner. Is that like what they do? They must. They must not give away all the angles. That would be a lot of angles to. But yeah, no, the reposting. It's true. You do, but it's one of those things. I'm the same way. I see it go by, and I'm never really tempted to do it. I don't know if it's that I don't want to spam people because
that's kind of my thing. I'm just like, if they were giving away like a tiger or something, like I would probably do it.
You hear that, everyone? It takes a tiger to impress Cassie. So if you give something away, make sure it's a live animal.
Or like a narwhal ride. I was talking to my mom, and like that's one of her bucket list things to ride with a narwhal. And I was like, is that a thing? She's like, I don't know.
Some things on your bucket list should be reaches, right?
So I was like, are you gonna go like yourself, like out to the ocean somehow and just find a narwhal, or like are there companies that do that? Choose? I don't know. You just gonna do it.
There you go. We all have dreams.
My own school mother.
Well, I know where you get it from now.
So much is making sense in my younger age.
So yeah, so I don't do the repost one too, because mainly our Instagram account is like our company account too. So I don't want to like seem necessarily like we're endorsing any. I don't know. It's interesting, right? So I guess maybe if I was just using it really personally, you know, I would maybe be more likely to repost sometimes. But I just don't like to spam people. So, you know, although that said, you know, when people do it, you know, be exposed to potentially hundreds of people you wouldn't have had access to otherwise.
Well, these examples that I've seen, I haven't seen from company pages I follow. I've just seen it from people reposting, hoping to win something.
Nice.
And I'm like semi-annoyed, but also semi like, what's the difference between me and you? Like, why are you reposting this, but I wouldn't dare to?
Right. It's true. It's a good question to ask. So
they probably want a bracelet.
Right.
And I didn't because I didn't repost.
Right. So, you know, if you're going to run a contest, it sounds like you should think of what you want people to take pictures of. It sounds like you need to think about how you want to be notified that these people are taking part in your contest, whether it's the hashtag or by tagging your account or whatever thing you want them to do. And then you want to think about how you want people to share it, whether you want them to repost it or whether you want them to be a part of a larger event or,
Yes.
Yeah.
And then having clear deadlines and giveaway. And then how you're going to let the people know, I guess, is something that.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Because it's like a whole other can of worms I didn't even think about.
No. So you're right, though, being really clear. And then, like, I think it seems like people let people know via Instagram direct or something. That's the only contest I saw. It was
I'm trying to think, because that's another image thing. Like, you send a picture directly to someone. So maybe you come up with a little, like, you're a winner thing and kind of send it to them.
Right.
And then you can write a little caption that's like,
okay, I'm about to ask a dumb question. Can you only Instagram direct with, it has to be someone that you're following, right? And is following you?
I don't know.
I think not anymore.
I used Instagram direct.
I've only used it one time. And then it was like this moment where I was like, oh, I have to send a picture. So I just wanted to like send someone a message and I was like, oh crap, I gotta take a picture of something. So I took a picture of the book I was sending the message about and then like wrote was Derek's friend.
Oh, right.
But like for his Christmas, I wanted to get him a book, but I wanted to. So I just took a picture of like a book and then took the message. It was so awkward. I'm an awkward Instagram direct person apparently, but.
I think I'm afraid to do it because I just know that my awkwardness. It's like this constant battle between my awkwardness and my genuine weirdness. And I'm like, I think my awkwardness comes out because I'm like, I want to be weird, but I don't know if it's appropriate yet. So then I just end up with awkward.
I appreciate the distinction between those two things because they are related, but they are separate. It's true. But yeah, but hopefully this has got your minds jogging about how you could run an Instagram contest for your business or your blog or your nonprofit.
Give away a tiger. Just kidding. That's not cool. Don't do that. Just going in this whole like, things are not property. Like blah blah blah.
Things are not. Yes, we're joking. Just in case someone.
I was like, I'm mad at myself for saying that.
No, you're fine. No one's gonna send us a tiger. But yeah, but if you have any topics you want us to discuss, please let us know. You can either leave a comment on this video wherever it's posted, or you can go to breakingeveninc.com and we have a contact form there. You just fill out and it gets to us. And see you next week.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Coffee time.
Coffee time.
Espresso.